In 2017, 6ix9ine's music dominated the charts. Feuds hit number 50 and GUMMO peaked at number 12. His music videos racked up hundreds of millions of views, but less than a year later, he was in federal court indicted for armed robbery, racketeering, and drug trafficking.
Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine appeared in court in the Dominican Republic today. He's arrested on domestic violence charges.
And this wasn't the first time he got in trouble, because back in 2015, he was already facing serious charges. When Tekashi was just 18 years old, he was caught in a scandal that should have ended everything. Before GUMMO, before Feuds, he found himself in reports where he was involved in an incident with a 13-year-old girl where explicit actions were recorded and later shared online. He admitted to being there but claimed he didn't know her real age.
She actually 19.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. I don't know her exact age. I think she was like 14.
Tekashi would deny the charges against him, and the judge would give him a last chance, giving him 4 years in probation.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is breathing a sigh of relief tonight. Judge sentenced him to 4 years probation. He's completely dodging jail time this time.
With probation and arrests hanging over him, 6ix9ine had two choices: keep his head down or take a different path. He chose neither. If you were online in 2017, you saw him. You may not have known his name, but you saw the neon hair, the tattoos, the wild Instagram videos. Months earlier, nobody knew who he was. Then, in early 2017, he got his first real break, a collaboration with Trippie Redd. The song went gold, but it just wasn't enough. Then came GUMMO, and suddenly, nothing was the same. The video felt like a declaration of war than a cinematic piece, and that just worked. But success always comes at a cost. And this is where his story splits in two: the rapper on top of the world and the gang member walking straight into a war. February 21st, 2018, Tekashi was involved in a brawl at LA airport.
Oh my God, this is too crazy. I know.
Yeah, I don't think I need to explain anymore. But by April 2018, Tekashi released a new music video showing a different side. No gang signs or chaos, just him handing out money and playing the good guy. The video blew up, getting millions of likes, even reaching Billboard Top 100. It almost looked like he was turning things around. But while he was out playing philanthropist, his crew was robbing someone at gunpoint. And as always, he recorded it, because for him, crime wasn't just crime, it was part of the show. His gang was getting reckless and Tekashi kept pushing forward. And on April 21st, 2018 was his earliest disaster. Inside the lobby of the multi-million-dollar arena, his gang was already starting problems.
Tekashi 6ix9ine's alleged involvement in several crimes in New York City. Federal prosecutors released photos of Tekashi mere feet away from someone in his group firing a gun inside Barclays Center. That same day, Tekashi was allegedly caught on camera watching his friend shoot at a car that had been following them.
He had also really started to affect other people's lives, and with a single gunshot, Tekashi lost a $5 million deal. Up until now, it was always his crew getting caught. This time, it was Tekashi himself. It should have been a routine stop for a wrongly parked car. But when the cops stopped him, they found out his license was suspended. While getting arrested, Tekashi made everything worse by grabbing the cop's hand hard enough to cause pain and swelling. Thus, he was sentenced to 1 year probation for disorderly conduct. He was finally catching cases of his own, but if you thought that would slow him down, you don't know Tekashi. And just a month after getting probation, he was ordering trouble.
Fuck Chief Keef, fuck Lil Reese, fuck all them niggas.
Chief Keef, one of hip-hop's most influential figures, had a new problem. Chief Keef and Tekashi were just going back and forth. But then, on June 2nd, 2018, someone pulled the trigger. 6ix9ine would call goons to shoot at Keef and his relatives, saying he got a $30,000 bounty on the rapper.
You gonna be at? I got a 30-pack right now, bro. 30-pack.
The shots were fired, but they missed. Maybe they were just meant to send a message. Tekashi would claim that he didn't call the fire.
I don't know, we don't play with guns, man, you know what I'm saying? Tekashi 6ix9ine's for the kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Chief Keef.
Just to later admit that he was behind all of this. But this wasn't the last time violence found him. A few months earlier, a 16-year-old fan just wanted a selfie, but to Tekashi, it was disrespect.
Wait, I got it.
He choked him deep enough to get scratch marks. He got arrested for it in July, but like always, he got away with it and the kid dropped the charges, no consequences for Tekashi. But on July 22nd, karma came swinging. Tekashi had just finished shooting Fifi, but moments later, he was about to learn the dark truth of his gang. He was pistol whipped, thrown into a car, and forced to give up $750,000 in jewelry and $35,000 in cash, resulting in him being hospitalized. And the worst part was that it was from his own crew.
Give me everything, nigga. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get in the car. Give me your money. Where your money at? Where your money at? Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car.
3 more shootings would take place before the year ended, and the one on October 27 was when everything escalated. When Tekashi's 2015 case was officially closed, he could have left the chaos behind. Instead, he walked in disaster. 2 men were arrested in a shooting involving rapper Tekashi 69's entourage in front of a Manhattan restaurant. The suspects hit an armed private security guard with chair, who later said that he was hospitalized with non-threatening injuries. Tekashi's attorney claimed that he wasn't present during the shooting, but whether he was there or not, this was his war, and it wasn't over. November 16th, 2018, Tekashi walks into the Breakfast Club for his second interview.
I got federal agents sitting in front of my house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. It's beyond us. Only one thing I fear in life. No, 2 things. I'm not gonna. I fear God and I fear the FBI.
48 hours later, the RICO knocked on his door. Tekashi was facing a minimum sentence of 32 years for charges including racketeering allegations stemming from Hernandez's involvement with the 9 Trey Bloods and previous armed robbery, possibly facing a life sentence. His lawyers tried offering money, surrendering his passport, house arrest, but the judge wasn't having it. And that is when Tekashi decided to snitch. On February 1st, 2019, Tekashi had pled guilty to 9 different charges, but he walked in the courtroom, cordial and relaxed, and did the one thing nobody thought he'd do. Tekashi testified on kidnapping. For hours, he spilled everything. He snitched on everyone, even his ally Trippie Redd. Prosecutors would later praise Tekashi, and they were repaying him of his cooperation by asking the judge to show him leniency, because he provided them an insider's view they didn't have. In the end, Tekashi got off with just 2 years, but on the internet, he was sentenced to life, as a meme. There was a new meme everywhere. Even fellow rappers were reacting to him. Most rappers called him a rat, and others could not help but make fun of him, even mocking him. But, as always, Tekashi had something to say.
Let me put this in perspective and really follow me here.
According to him, he was the victim.
You guys would move on with your life. Right now, another guy would have been in this chair. You wouldn't even bring me up because I would have been not relevant at this time.
He dismantled the idea of loyalty.
What I did wasn't snitching. What I did was being smart and realized that God put me there to cut my grass so I could see the snakes in my grass.
Before I even got locked up, they were sleeping with my girl. Where was the loyalty to me?
And when asked whether he had any regrets, he only had one response.
Yes, I snitched, and I did it proudly, right?
It seemed like he was done snitching, but soon someone else would snitch on him. A Miami dancer claimed that Tekashi threw a bottle at her, causing severe injuries and landing her in the hospital. She sued the club and Tekashi, but his attorney claimed it was all a cash grab, denying he had anything to do with it. But when it was time to defend himself in court, Tekashi didn't even show up, rewarding the dancer $10 million. Seems like she got a better deal, and Tekashi wasn't done fighting lawsuits, they just kept coming. In a widely seen documentary, Tekashi made a claim that would wreck a man's life.
There was this tattoo artist named Tekashi from my neighborhood, and he was this heroin addict. Did heroin to create. He did it to get himself in his little world. He did it to be himself, and that's where I got the name Tekashi from. And that's who I am.
The tattoo artist would then sue Tekashi for defamation and putting his business in jeopardy. He even said that many friends left him, most notably that his wife divorced him because of 6ix9ine's claims, which were false. So, the tattoo artist took him to court. First, it was the Miami dancer, then the tattoo artist, now it was a whole country. For almost 2 years he stayed out of trouble. Seems like he was improving, right? Wrong. January 17th, 2024, he got arrested in the Dominican Republic for assaulting music producers. But just like before, he bought his way out for $510. He was just 6 months away from finally being free of supervised release. Instead, he did everything wrong.
Rapper Tekashi 69 is back behind bars tonight. Was arrested for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release.
A trip to Vegas he wasn't allowed to take, showing up late to court and testing positive for meth, twice. But just like always, he talked his way out. Until the IRS came knocking, Tekashi was drowning in debt he couldn't pay, so they took his jewelry and sold it. He made a post saying he couldn't do anything about it since he was stuck in legal cases. All this time, Tekashi wasn't escaping his past, he was just speedrunning his downfall and going too far.